Hey YouTube! Today, we are diving into the 2014 film Time Lapse. It's billed as a time travel flick, but honestly, the time-bending element feels more like a backdrop for a character-driven drama about choices and consequences. And let me tell you, I had mixed feelings about this one. The premise is intriguing. Finn, a struggling artist, and his friends Jasper and Kelly stumble upon a mysterious camera in their neighbor's abandoned apartment. This camera seems to take pictures of the future. Jasper, always looking for a quick buck, sees a get-rich-quick scheme. Kelly, a struggling writer, interprets the photos as prophecies. Finn, well, he's just trying to survive. They decide to test the camera, and things immediately start to go sideways. There's a subtle but unsettling undercurrent of drug use glorification, with Jasper pushing the idea that good or bad news should always be celebrated with partying. And Kelly's interpretation of the photos as inescapable fate feels a bit heavy-handed, almost like a narrative trap designed to keep them on a predetermined path. The film follows the trio as they use the camera to improve their lives, only to find themselves spiraling into a series of increasingly disastrous events. It's a bit strange how their fortunes change so drastically after finding the camera. It almost feels like the camera itself is granting their deepest desires, but with a dark twist. The success is fleeting, replaced by a cascade of problems that escalate quickly. The film's pacing feels off. The characters seem to actively choose to enact the camera's predictions, rather than letting events unfold naturally. It lacks the organic feel of a true cause-and-effect chain. Finn's artistic process is also oddly affected. He becomes reliant on the camera's images, essentially copying them instead of creating original art. It raises questions about creativity and authenticity. The plot thickens when Jasper's gambling attracts unwanted attention, leading to a violent escalation. The film becomes increasingly grim, with a body count that steadily rises. Ultimately, the film's central conflict isn't really about the time-bending camera, it's about the toxic relationship dynamics between the characters, particularly Jasper's destructive behavior. He's the catalyst for the majority of the violence and tragedy. And a shocking twist reveals Kelly's manipulative actions as the true driving force behind the film's events. Her desperate attempts to fix her past mistakes lead to devastating consequences. Time Lapse attempts to explore the butterfly effect, but it feels clumsy and underdeveloped. The film's message about the dangers of altering the past is muddled, and the overall execution feels somewhat simplistic. Despite its flaws, the film does prompt some thought-provoking questions about fate, free will, and the unforeseen consequences of our actions. It's a flawed but intriguing watch, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Should you watch it? Maybe. Just be prepared for a somewhat frustrating and ultimately depressing ride.